All right, I will say good morning. So we're picking up on page Reish, still in the middle of Perek Yotes. Well, we're coming towards the end of Perek Yotes, focusing on the concept of Simcha, or I should say Ava, right? That's the global idea, falling in love with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we're talking about the three aspects, or the three parts to establishing an Ava with Hashem. We've spoken already about Dveikus, and now yesterday we started Simcha, and we're going to continue a little bit in Simcha today. We're on the bottom of page Reish. If you have the Sefer, wonderful. If not, I put it out on the WhatsApp as well. Va'omer, David HaMelech says, Avoa al Mizbach Elokim, El kel simchas gili, va'otcha bekinor Elokim Elokai. So ultimately, again, so the Ramchal is just quoting a number of different psukim that I will come to the Mizbeach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a state of simcha. I will rejoice. Va'amar tiranina sefasaiki azam ralach v'nafshi asher padisa. V'hainu ki kol kach page Reish Aleph ki kol kach haisa miskaberes bekir bo hasimcha shekvar hasvasayim hayu misna'anos me'elehen umeraninos bios osek betilos avisbarach. V'chol zeh migodol hislatos nafsho shaisa mislahetes b'simchasa lefanav humash esiyeh menafshi asher padisa. So the Ramchal explains so beautifully. David HaMelech, remember again, like we spoke about yesterday, this concept of simcha fundamentally stems from this idea of feeling privileged to be able to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This idea that I have the ability to connect with the King of Kings, this ability that I have the privilege to engage in this relationship is in and of itself what engenders this sense of simcha. Umatzinu shenisraim HaKadosh Baruch Hu al Yisrael. Now, interestingly enough, we see that one of the complaints that God has against the Jewish people is mipnei shechasru t'nai zeh ba'avodasam, that we lost our simcha in serving Hashem. Hu shenemar tachas asher lo avaratas Hashem elokecha b'simcha u'betuv levav. So remember again in the Tochecha, in one of the most, people think that the dramatic psukim of the Tochecha are all of the curses that HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes out and conveys, and that's true. Those are dramatic, but just as dramatic as the curses is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings down in the end as the cause for all of these punishments. Where HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, because you did not serve Hashem your God with simcha ubetuv levav. This incredible idea. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't say, I'm going to bring about the tochacha ultimately because you committed averos, because you did terrible things, because of this, because of that. But it almost appears that the whole reason for the tochacha is HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you didn't serve me in a state of simcha. Now the truth is, what does that mean? So so what is it? Klal Yisrael was doing all of the mitzvahs. It's just that we didn't do it b'simcha. That's why Hashem brings these terrible series of curses. No, it's much deeper. What HaKadosh Baruch Hu essentially is saying is, we fell out of love. We fell out of love, and when you fall out of love, so ultimately again that fundamental commitment is eroded. And once the fundamental commitment is eroded, people just tend to go their own ways. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you didn't serve me from a state of simcha, right? You didn't serve me from a state of joy, which means, again, the love wasn't there, the connection wasn't there, and that's why ultimately, again, everything unraveled. Such an incredible idea. So he goes on, he says, V'david lefi sharas Yisrael, be'es hisnadvam al binyan abayis, shekvar higiu lema'al lahazos, hispalel alehem shetiskayim hamida tova bahem, v'lo sasor. So this is amazing. When David HaMelech saw that they were building the Beis HaMikdash, he saw that Klal Yisrael had reached this level of ava, this incredible level of love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of simcha, I should say, this incredible level of joy. And he davened to Hashem that let them remain in this state. Huma shenemar va'amcha va'ata amcha hanimtzu upo ra'isi b'simcha lehisnadev lach Hashem Elokei Avram Yitzchak v'Yisrael avosenu shamra zos li'olam li'yitzer machshavos levav amecha v'hachin levavam elecha. So isn't this beautiful? David HaMelech saw at the time that we were building the Beis HaMikdash, really again, not building the Beis HaMikdash, collecting for the Beis HaMikdash. When the collection was taking place, he saw that Klal Yisrael was doing this with such an incredible state of simcha. So he davens to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, let them sustain the mitzvah. Let them sustain the simcha. Right? Isn't this incredible that he saw the power of what it means to serve Hashem in a state of simcha? Davin, let them sustain the simcha. So we'll say, okay, so that concludes simcha. Ha'anav hashlishi, very interesting. So so remember again, we're understanding over here that the notion of loving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Avas Hashem, has these three appendages. So far we've seen number one was dveikus, number two was simcha, and number three is kina. So interestingly enough, let's analyze this a little bit. What does kina mean? So he says, ha'anav hashlishi hu hakina. Kina, she'adam mekani l'shin kadsho. So we'll say, so kina, so we often translate kina as how? As jealousy. So it doesn't mean jealousy, of course, over here. So what's the other potential definition for kina? Is zealotry. Now, in general, zealotry is not, when we think about zealotry, we think about Pinchas, right, who was a man who acted with incredible kanos. But it's very clear, you see, from Chazal, that Pinchas was Pinchas. But in no way is Pinchas setting for us a standard of behavior. Both, of course, in the actual behavior of Pinchas, but also, again, even in the approach of Pinchas. Pinchas was a tzaddik and was able to do what he did. But Lamaisa, for you and I, that's not the model of behavior. So what does this mean, this kanos, this zealotry? Look what he writes. A person has to ultimately be a little bit zealous for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Soni es misanov. So we'll literally translate and we'll see what Ramchal is really trying to convey. Person should hate those who hate God. And should try to subdue them with whatever means possible. In order that the service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu be done, be performed, and his honor amplified. What does this mean? Well, we're going to see what Ramchal is describing over here, because these words sound so strong. What Ramchal is describing over here is, if a person sees something wrong, they cannot just sit back and accept it. Sometimes we adopt in life like a live and let live policy. And the truth is, very often in life, that is a very good way to approach life. But there are times when we see things that are occurring that are negative. Things that we see that are occurring that are terrible chilul Hashem. Things that we see that are occurring that are just not right. In those moments, kanos, my personal zealotry demands me to take a stand. To stand up for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to stand up for that which is right, to stand up for ultimately, again, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu represents. Humasha Amar Davar Alav Shalom, Halom Misanecha Shem Esna. This is what Davar HaMelech says in Tehillim. God, those who you hate, I will hate. Ubis Komamecha Eskotat. Tachlis Sina Sinesim La'ivim Hayuli. Eliyahu Amar Kano Kinesi LaHashem El Keitzivakos. Right? Eliyahu Navi also said, right, I have been zealous on behalf of you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ukvar Ra'inu Lema Zocha Ba'avor Kinasa Le'elokav Kema Amar HaKosov Tachas Asher Kinei Le'elokav Vayichaper al b'nei Yisrael. And we see ultimately again that Pinchas, as a result of his kanos, as a result of his zealotry, what does he get? He's given ultimately again the kahuna and the bris shalom. So we'll stop over here for today. We'll pick up on Monday, Me'eretz Hashem, a bit more with this topic. But again, this idea of kanos, Rabbi say, when we hear it, it runs a little bit like countercultural also, because today, kind of society tells us whatever anyone does, it has to be okay. If somebody does it, it's okay, and not only is it okay, but you have to accept it. And again, I will say, to be very clear, 9 out of 10 times it's good just to let people do whatever it is they're going to do, right? But there are those times where something is so wrong, and something is so egregious, and something is so inappropriate, and something is such an affront to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to the values on which He built the world, that a person is obligated to go ahead and take a stand. The nature of that stand, when to take that stand, the Me'eretz Hashem, we'll see continued on Monday.